Good evening. Good Friday evening game night. This is David and Chuck. Hey, Chuck, good evening, buddy. It's a heck of an opening there I got for you.
There you go. You know, howdy
We,
to everybody. And you got rain up there. It looks like you might be able to get this one in.
it's gorgeous up here. We're in at Swain Memorial Stadium, storied Swain Memorial Stadium, home of Heath Schuler and his three-time when he won three state championships in a row. But just a really gorgeous night out here. You can kind of feel the tension in the air, Chuck. Matter of fact, you can't you can feel it. Uh, the, it's really, it's, yeah, the kids got off the bus. Uh, Let me see if I can turn this around, Chuck, if I can figure out how to do this cause I'm going to turn this, put a lot of pressure on you tonight. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let me get my camera turned around. And I'm going to go back camera wide. How's that looking?
I do remember this place.
How does that look?
That looks beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And they pulled up and, Jonathan, his kids are going to be treated well. If you can see, they pulled up. The people at Young's bus really love Jonathan to death, and they want the kids to feel good. So they pull up and they drive the Clemson bus for the kids every time they get a chance. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah, but they pull them up here in the Clemson bus and grass field, which is I love grass fields, and I know you do too.
I
So
I do.
big,
It's going to be interesting with a grass field. That's just one of the caveats about tonight's game.
yeah,
A team that practices and plays on an artificial surface and then goes to grass, it feels that, having done that at Flint Southwestern, we used to play at Atwood Stadium, artificial. And when we went any place that was grass field, it took us a quarter and a half to get adjusted to it.
yep. Now one thing I do is they don't practice at the stadium. They practice on grass every single day. They
Yeah,
practice down on the practice field, so it's not foreign to them. So that's a good thing. But injury wise, just playing on grass is just so much better,
right.
so much better. But anyway, uh, you know where I've been most of today. So
You've
I'm
been
not
to,
very.
you've
I've
been to
been
one
doing.
of those three-letter agencies, man.
Yep, I have been at the IRS office most of the day. I'm not in trouble, but but anyway, I've been at the IRS most of the day, so I'm not very prepared, and I know, and I'm always confident that you are. So I'm gonna throw it to you a little bit, and then you talk about tonight's really important last non-conference game.
Right. This is a game that you want to play the best game of the first four because you are now entering. You want to come in with great momentum into the Mountain Seven conference, and you want to have all that momentum and playing well. Here's the thing: it's against a tough opponent that's going to run the veer. Last week McDowell ran hybrid veer and wing tee, and they did a little things trying to exploit Tuscola. When Swain has the ball, as like it seems everybody else, they want to control the clock, possess the time of possession, and what they're going to do is probably in that veer is just pound down on the B gaps, soften up the defense at the point of attack, and every play just keep coming, and if they can move three and four the chains 3 and 4 times, then they're going to take about 5 minutes or more off that clock. If they can get 6 and 7 first downs in a drive, then they have taken away about 7 minutes. The reason, obviously, is they do not want Jonathan and the Mountaineers to have that football. So that's where Swain's at, is they want to control they want to win the time of possession, limiting the number of times Tuscola's offense gets out on that field. And what Tuscola has to do is they lost. Swain lost a large portion of their defense last year, and so you've got it's Jonathan and his kids. They got to try and put points on the board. It's not so much time of possession, is that you can make Swain uncomfortable if you can get up 14-0. All of a sudden Swain starts to think, okay, we can't let this game get away. We can take away quarter. If we don't score, he gets the ball back and puts on another touchdown. We could be down 21-0. So
Yeah.
what Jonathan wants to do offensively is score, every time, first and to make them maybe come out of the and get right on
So
is that
I can.
okay?
No, I'm just. You were cutting out just a little bit there the last half. I just wanted to make sure everybody was able to hear what you were
Okay.
saying because that's really good information.
Yeah, and what Tuscola's defense, what they got to do is be patient, and and look, we're gonna bend, but we will not break. We will meet you at the point of attack, and usually the philosophy of Veer tacks is that they will pound the B gaps because they believe that's where they can soften and get backers and the defensive tackles, and then they can make a choice of then moving into the A gaps. If you stop them and winning that battle, they'll move into the A gaps or keep and run, their pitch and all that with the quarterback keeper and all that stuff out of the veer. So they give you that, well, this is all we got. And then all of a sudden, once you get used to giving them eye candy, you can get it, you can expose yourself, and there could be keeper and there could be a pick or, you know, around the end. So there's going to be a physical football team. I think you said it best at the beginning.
Chuck, cut out just a little bit. So I'm going to turn this camera around. So I can kind of get back on here for a second, and we can continue our conversation. And
There you go.
there we
I'm
go.
here.
Chuck's back in the real world with us.
You
So
got me?
yeah, we got you. So uh,
Fucker.
we talk about non-conference all the time, and that it's kind of your preseason as you get ready for what's in high school football in North Carolina. Everything basically is your conference. And, the only thing that you wish is if you lose to a team in non-conference, you hope that that team is able. Uh, Hold on a minute. Got to get Chuck back in. Got to add him back to the stage. There he goes. So if you lose to a team in non-conference, you really want that team to continue to play well because that helps you RPI your RPI as the year goes on. You don't
Correct.
want the team to flounder, and you want them to play good competition. So right here at the end, uh, besides the fact that it's the last non-conference game, besides the fact that it's important for the RPI, it's Swain and Tuscola, and I mean, that's Western North Carolina mountain football. When you talk about the Swains and the Tuscolas and the Pisgahs and the Reynolds and the Ashevilles, you're talking about the teams that people. Uh, I'm good, thank you. But you're Waynesville. Yes. We have T-Mobile. No, that. That's our guy. Chuck, we're live. Yes. So so much. My granddaughter's going to our telephone provider guy came by and gave Janet some mats to sit on. But anyway, this is an important game, Chuck. It's not a make or break thing, but you want to get out of here at 3-1 as you go into your open week, and try to get healthy.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Health gives you that bye week this early, not bye week late. This is an early bye week after your non-conference, so you can get healthy. You spend 2 weeks on your first conference opponent, to where you come out swinging and pick up that first conference win. If you do play and play well and win this game on the road. See, those are all things that matter in high school. Where's the game played at? You're playing a non-conference rival because it's so close in proximity, but there's always that Swain little brother type attitude that they bring in, and they've got tradition over on their side, the sidelines too. Um,
That's
it's
it.
important. It is very important to improve and hopefully improve enough to where you can pick up a.
So, injury wise, I'm going to kind of just flip off a little bit here. I don't know where we are. I don't know. Uh, I think Gavin's going to dress out. I'm not sure. I think he's going to dress out. But I know that, if they're going to err on the side of caution. Number one, for him personally, because that's the right thing to do. But also on the football wise, is it more important for him to play against Swain or take another week off and get ready to play the conference?
He'll have 2 weeks off. He's. I think the way Jonathan's thinking is we got. What our game plan is going to do is that um, we're going to try with the guys that have been there. Gavin will have his time, but if I'm thinking like Jonathan, is that I can get all next week. I can make sure that he gets healthy. Then you got during that bye week or open date, and then you got the next week for preparing for your first conference opponent. So he's really got 2 weeks to heal the boo boo and everything. So it's important for him to just not to rush it. This is a non-conference game. Like when Bo said, we're going to win the championship, the Big Ten championship. Well, Jonathan wants to win the conference championship because you are a number one seed out of that conference. That's what you want.
Yeah. So let me kind of get into your thoughts. Talk me through what you think. Talk to me about what your prediction.
I I still think the grass field's going to factor in early on. It could be a scoreless battle for a while. And so they're feeling each other out, trying to figure out what each is trying to do. And I think the key is defense. The defensive front for Tuscola is to play that veer and play it tough, forcing what Swain doesn't want to do, and that is take it outside and throw the football. They don't want to do that. They rather stay inside the tackles and A gap, B gap, and figure out from there. Do some trapping and everything, but they want to stay inside the tackles. And if Tuscola's defense can can force that, that plays into Tuscola's hands. Tuscola has got it's important because you're in the Smoky Mountain Conference. You cannot play these 18 penalty games. I understand the
Yep.
coach Tuscola what he says, but you're in a place where everybody screams and hollers at what takes place. I'm telling you, if you are not prepared to play a clean game, the penalties could bite Tuscola's offense, and you don't want touchdowns called back. Those are drive killers. So it's important for the offense to play a better
Cleaner.
cleaner game,
Yeah.
and penalties. You're gonna have them. I'm telling you, you're in the place. I will remind everybody. Tommy Persley was thrown out at Swain County when he was at Tuscola because he was arguing profusely that his team was called for an illegal man downfield on a run play. On a run play. There's no such rule. I can have all 10 downfield if I'm pitching the ball back or sideways or whatever the case may be. They were so conscious that they thought the kid threw the ball, and Tommy said we ran the ball. How can you make this up? And when he said that, Boom, he went. He got 2 flags right away and went to the bus. Needless to say, those officials got warned, but see, still the damage is done. You're in that place right there where I've seen weird stuff happen. Just telling you,
Yeah,
be
yeah,
careful.
yeah, yeah.
Don't give
But
the official. Do not give the officials a reason to throw a flag, a 15-yard variety. Do not give them a reason to do that.
and just for our uniform aficionados, still haven't broken out the alternate pants. They're going to wear white jerseys and black pants tonight with the Tuscola on the side of the helmet, the numbers on the back, and the tri-stripe. Uh, so still haven't seen the alternate pants yet. So Chuck, when are we going to be up together at one of these games this year? Are you going to we going to be able to come down there and get you, and you going to make it to one live with us?
Yeah, we have Lane coming in, Lane Kiffin coming in tomorrow night, and Angie, because she's a controller for a Legacy Federal Credit Union, the name on the stadium, we get free tickets, and her and I, we just decided we didn't know if it was going to rain, and we're old, and Deuce and his buddy's going to go to the game. We gave him our tickets, so he's all
Oh,
tomorrow. He's going to take his buddy, and they're going to have a great day watching Lane Kiffin get beat against the mighty Demon Deacons of Wake Forest.
okay.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
You know, at least they're not playing, one double A's right now. At least they're going interconference and kind of intersectional, and these people are playing different games. I'm talking about the Saturday games, which I'm glad to see that more than, you know, you know, and
Well, Lane, look, Lane's played 2 cupcakes, and he's did what he's supposed to do. His team did what they were supposed to do against a cupcake. They mopped him up and really beat him down. This is a first one out of a Power Five conference, and it's also on the road. So it's intriguing, but it's not a strong opponent. After watching Wake give away that game last week at home against Virginia, very disappointed in the defense. And so this could be a high scoring for Ole Miss, but in order for Wake to even stay in the game and maybe make something happen midway through the fourth quarter and take the lead, they got to score a lot of points against Ole Miss defense. If they don't score a lot of points against Ole Miss, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get
yeah,
ugly.
but I know that Coach Clausen will do what he can to
Right.
uh, to usually in his offense you run a ton of plays, correct, Chuck? They're like boom, boom, boom. We're gone.
They come at you. They
But
want
but
to run 70, 80, 90 plays. They want to come at you with those
do they
plays.
want do they want to do that tomorrow? Or does he want to shorten the game?
I don't think you can't get in a phone booth with Lane's team. Ole Miss is coming in, an SEC team. They're one of the top 5 teams in the conference, so they're in that elite category. And again, we had talked about their schedule not playing the top 4 teams. One of the top fours in Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. So they benefited from that. But you still got to come in and take care of your business, and I don't think you want to get in that phone booth and try to slow the game down. And I think you got to wear them out. They're on the road. And that's your only chance is that you just got to play no huddle and just go hyper speed. That's to me what Wake has to do.
I know that Jonathan's going down to his alma mater tomorrow evening. I don't even know who they're playing, but I know he's headed down there uh, after our show tomorrow.
Kent,
I guess and again, I don't even have a clue who they're playing.
Kent
But
State.
Kent State,
Yeah.
okay. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. But if you're, let me put your coaching hat on for a minute,
All
okay?
right.
Let's
All
get
right.
back to this. Uh, Look, I want to look at it both ways. I'm going to ask the question one way and then the another. My first time I'm going to ask it is, you come out of here 3-1 going into the bye week. Uh, what are you thinking? And what are you doing during the bye week?
Directing all my attention to that first opponent 2 weeks from, so I'm on the bus coming from Swain, uh, and I told my players that um, tomorrow begins preparing for your first conference game in 2 weeks. We're off next weekend, and we're going to redirect all your attention for 2 weeks because it's that important to go 4-1 and 1-0 in the conference at that point in time. So I
All
think
right.
coaching standpoint, but Jonathan to his staff says when we get back, we prepare for our first conference opponent.
And if you come out here 2-2, same process or a different mindset?
No, same process. You're going to take the kids, you're going to give them time to recover. Your staff is just going to put it away. Jonathan has that innate ability of putting something bad, letting it roll off his body with that thick skin, and just he's just going to focus. We're 2-2. It is what it is. That's the reality. We got to be 3-2 and 1-0 in the conference. 1-0 in the conference, and he's going to focus everything on winning the conference.
I'm sitting here, Chuck, in pregame and watching our man warming up kicking, and he's 52 yards, and he's splitting them. He's about 70% so far from 52,
Right.
and that
How's my Cooper Williamson dude? Is he looking out? Is he eating like a cheeseburger on the sidelines with his feet up,
right.
knowing he's going to perform and put on a show?
Well, right now it's really, it's just it's the kickers and the people who catch a few kicks, and the quarterback's just down in the corner, just kind of just
Well,
stretching. So you don't have you,
Cooper Williamson wants he likes to take that pregame nap. So he might be in the locker room taking his pregame nap or something like that.
let me ask you, and I'll tell you, did you? And we talked about last week. Like, my favorite part besides the game was like from right now until you went back to the locker room to come out and run between the band. What were you nervous? Were you because everybody handles it different. This time, the right around an hour before kickoff, it's you people. I love to know how people thought, how they think, and how they carry themselves, because I loved every second of it. I was arrogant and going, man, I want these stands. I want people to watch this. I want people to watch me warm up. I want them to see me in my uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sounds arrogant, and it was, but I loved it. What was your what?
We were taught about visualization, and my junior year we had Tyree Minner, who was the meanest uh, player on the practice field and the game field. He scared me, and he looked at all of his underclassmen because coach sat and told us about visualizing before the game, the night before and before the game. And Tyree said, "Visualize, every one of you. Turn that light off. Visualize." And I visualized my junior year. And when I became a senior, I took over. A few of us took over the same way and said, "We turned the lights off and yelled at everybody, visualize, visualize." So we were working visualizing before the game. So that was what we did, and I always thought it helped us prepare.
Well, and I guess we're kind of opening up our soul. Do you still miss that part?
Yes,
That's
yes.
crazy, isn't it?
I didn't miss. I tell you, David, I and it's why you play only a few years and a few games. But when my high school career was over with, I missed practice. When my college career was over with, I missed practice in the games. I mean, I missed all that stuff. I missed the pregame bands and the stuff, the pageantry, and then on the field stuff of after the game, fans are coming down and you're chatting with them, and then after 20 minutes, you board the bus or going back to high school, or you walk to the locker room. I tell you, I missed all the hard work, but during it, I hated it.
Yeah,
I
you're
hated
right.
practice.
Yep. Yep.
Practice.
The stuff that you hated, you missed. You
Yes.
know, and, but anyway, uh, again, thank you, and we're looking forward to the scoreboard again tonight.
Yes.
Uh, we had some games last night when we thought the weather was coming in, and man, where the Warriors have come out of nowhere is, if West Henderson's who we think they are, uh, man, Irwin is playing really, really well as anybody in Western North Carolina right now.
Right.
If
Your
if,
alma
if
mater playing good football, David. But I'm going to use Mark Rick's line a few weeks ago about when Florida State lost their second game. Everybody's whining and complaining. And I said this on the show, David Chuck show, but I'm going to reiterate it. Is Rick looked at him. He's not a healthy man, but he looked at him and said, maybe Florida State has played well to the best of their ability and that they're not as good as we think they are.
yeah,
And that to me spoke volumes. We think we have a tendency to bring the previous 2 years into a team. Maybe they played their hearts out and just are not as good as they were in the past 2 years.
well, it's going to be a great night here in at Swain Memorial Stadium. Uh, I'm, we'd love to see the Mountaineers. I think they're going to. We're big up front. I think we're going to be able to come out of here, and it would be really good to get out of here at 3-1 and take that week off and prepare for a Franklin team that is just going to pound you in the mouth.
David, you're going down tonight. You're going
What?
down Saturday night.
Oh my
You're
God!
going down Sunday night. We're going to sweep those blackbirds with the orange belly.
Oh,
The
okay,
Tigers
folks.
are going to feast on
Uh,
some bird.
he's talking about the mighty Baltimore Orioles uh,
I,
in their 3-game series with the Detroit Tigers. That is very, very important for both teams. But really, it's make or break now for the Tigers because they've come out of nowhere to put themselves in the contention for the last wild card spot. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in 3 games. Detroit needs to win 2 out of 3. Really needs a
right,
sweep,
right.
but it's going to be fun. Oh, we got the Jonathan Crompton show tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. The Dave and Chuck show Tuesday night. Uh, we got a lot going on. So, Chuck, thank you. Everybody, turn in, listen to the game on your on the go to ESPN Asheville. Listen to the game on the station. Uh, keep up with our scoreboard here on Tuscola Football Network. Chuck works really, really hard, and it's going to have not just the Friday night scores. It's a couple of college football games, which I think is stupid that they play, as well as Major League Baseball scores. So keep tuned to Tuscola Football Network, even when we're not live. We got a lot. We got a lot to get out to everybody.
One final thing, David. On Tuesday. I'm going to bring a special object to Tuesday's David and Chuck's show.
That's that's
A
it.
broom.
And
A broom.
Peter and Pete,
A broom.
the brew, and Peter Clay will be with us. And Peter Clay's going to be with us as all as he's going to be with us on Tuesday. Talk college football. So we're expanding the band there, aren't we, Chuck?
Yes, we are. Peter
We,
Clay.
we, we got a bass player to go with us now.
Absolutely. Truett. Well, next week, Truett will be up in Montana for the Western Carolina at Montana game, and so we're going to get a live report
Yep.
from John Truett. Don't know where he's going to be at. I suspect it will be a unique place that any podcast has done a story, but
Let's see. Yeah, he'll be in fine condition.
fine, fine,
But
absolutely.
anyway, we'll report during the night, and Chuck will keep you updated on all the other scores. So thanks everybody. Go Mountaineers. Chuck, have a good night. Get in that house, and I'll talk to you tonight after the game.
Good. Go Mountaineers and fear the tiger.
Here we go, baby.
All
See
right.
you guys. Everybody have a good night.